Hey everybody and welcome back to another video. So the Marilyn picture fell down again. I wasn't even home, went out of town all day yesterday, and when I got home I will show you. The picture was gone and I'm like, where is my Marilyn picture? Anyway, Ben put it on my desk and he said because it was on the floor under my computer chair. Right, yeah, there's my channel. I was replying to comments. So yeah, it's like, what the hell? Why does this picture keep falling down? So I don't know if it's, I don't know, like, see how it's got a bit of a bend in it? I don't know if that's the reason. The Chihuahua one actually looks quite flat, maybe. So I'm gonna try putting some heavy books on it and see if it will then stay. Otherwise, if after that it keeps falling down, I'm quite sure Marilyn is haunting me and telling me to throw it out. But it's just really bizarre that everything I've got up there is staying in place, and the one thing that is not, like, keeps falling down. Like, it fell on me the other day. So I don't know. I don't know. And this is a mess. I need to clean. There's a coffee stain there. It's so gross, I know. I've been sick for weeks, so whatever. I need to clean all this up. Here's a picture I drew ages ago. It's pretty crappy. My daughter's a better artist than I am. And I've got all these tarot cards and things I need to open and stuff. So I just haven't. And what else have I got in here? I love this. Here lies my last fuck. If you know, you know. If you've ever been at the end of your tether, you know. And this is a little opal that Ben gave me. He bought it when he went to somewhere in Queensland where they have opals. I don't know. I can't remember where he went, but he gave that to me. And yeah, so yeah, anyway, I am feeling, I just woke up. I always feel like shit when I first wake up in the morning. And, you know, I'm used to that. And I'm going to have my second coffee. And I know it's really bad. I shouldn't have coffee for my gut, but apparently I've got fibromyalgia. And I do often wake up feeling not the best. And that's why, you know, I'm having my procedure in a few weeks to try and get to the bottom, no pun intended, of more of this. And I'm putting in, you know, all this effort. And thank you, Karen, who watches my channel, for your beautiful comments. It really cheered my morning, made me feel so much better. You know, like, because like I said, I replied to Karen, I feel like I'm whinging all the time about my health, and people probably think, oh my god, that's all she talks about. But when they say you don't have your health, like, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything, it is so true. Like, my life is on hold at the moment while I'm waiting for results for my health. I'm sweating. It's really hot here today. But yeah, like, you can't do anything if you don't have your health. So, and my health has declined so much in the last few years. Like, before, like, my health was bad, but I would have I'd have a flare up and I'd be right for a while, and then I would have a couple of years where I was really sick, but then I'd be really good for a while, and then it just got to a point where it was just like constantly feeling like shit. And it's like, okay, the doctors really need to listen to me now, because it's at the point where I literally can't live my life. So, and they are listening to me now, because I've refused to back down, and because I've been there so much, and there's like 10 years worth of me going in saying, I want to be tested for this, I want to be tested for that, and they're running out of tests. And they're like, okay, you haven't had a colonoscopy, let's do that. But even when I've gone to the specialists are even rude to me. You know, some of them, the male ones, the male doctors are rude to me. And that's really disappointing. So anyway, I try to only see female doctors now, and I'm getting much better results. I'm struggling to talk, keep tripping over my own tongue because I'm missing a tooth. So you're going to have to forgive me and put up with me lisping and struggling to talk for the next little while until I get this situation sorted. But anyway, apart from that, I am feeling better. The infection in my mouth is gone. And I am just going to keep on keeping on, and I will be recording my 2-week journey leading up to my colonoscopy and endoscope, because I'm going to have to quit my Nexium and my Nyzac for a fortnight, which means I'm going to have to be on a very strict diet, no coffee, no chocolate, and try to eat as plainly as possible so I don't get reflux, because I'm only going to be allowed to have Carafate and Gaviscon for that 2 weeks. And yeah, and then the prep and everything, talking about that, because I'm passionate about women getting on top of their health. Like, I am so passionate about it, because I've been robbed. Like, I've had 15 years of chronic pain, 20 to 15 years of chronic pain, on and off. Like, when I say chronic, like, I've been in pain since I was 15 years old, every day. But, like, when I say that, some days it's like a 1, some days it's a 10, you know? So, and I'm like, I should not have had to have lived that life. I deserved better. And I deserve a diagnosis. And when I talk to people, so many women tell me the same thing, that the doctor told them it's all in their head. The doctor told them that they're depressed. And I'm like, this is wrong. This is not okay, you know? And so I'm really passionate about that. And I'm so keen to get my results. And I made a promise to myself to do whatever it takes to get better. And I'm doing it. I'm doing all the things. I'm doing all the tests. And I don't want to. I'm terrified of anesthetic, but I don't have a choice. I'm not going to get better if I don't have this procedure. So anyway, that's my morning. I'm revved up today because I'm feeling better, and it's so hot already. My sister was going to come and cut my hair this morning, but she was up all night because she had a coffee from McDonald's. And I'm like, I friggin' telling you, sis, that you've got the same thing as me. Like, she is just like in denial. She's like, oh, it's all the medication you take is probably making you sick. And I'm like, hello, it could be in the family. Like, we could all have Crohn's disease or something, and you've only gotten out of it because you have a really strict diet and you eat really healthy. But the moment she has something she shouldn't, she's doubled up in pain as well. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. How come no one's diagnosed us? Like, this is ridiculous. Anyway, she's okay. She just was crooking the gut from the Macca's coffee, and that's why I don't drink Macca's coffee, because it does the same thing to me. And she just didn't get any sleep last night, so she'll probably come around maybe tomorrow or Friday, and we're going to do our hair, and then we're going to do an acoustic version of Fragile at the cemetery, because she didn't record it. She told me that she'd recorded it, and then she realized that she thought I was talking about a different song, and so she hasn't actually recorded it yet. So I'm hoping that we can record it together and I can get on there and sing some of it too, because I wrote the lyrics. So, but my voice is a bit crap at the moment, so I'm going to start doing some some and get my voice sort of in shape. But I haven't sung for ages, so my voice is like really shit and it's really husky. And yeah, anyway, we'll get there. We'll work on it, and I'm excited for the future. And I'm going to go have my second coffee, and I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'll probably just do some cleaning up, I think, today. And I might get on the treadmill tonight when it's cool, so I don't die from heat stroke. So come along with me and see what I do today. Anyway, I forgot that my son has support today, so I'm going to probably actually, the last half of the day, have to drop him up to that. Or they come down here, my other son and support worker come down here, and then I don't get anything done on those days. But I'm feeling a bit better now, so I might just drop him up there. And I don't know, like, I'm not full of beans. I'm not excited about shit. I'm feeling kind of, like, I'm feeling better, but I feel dragged out. Like, I feel exhausted. And that's part of the reason why I'm pushing for answers, because I don't have the same energy other people have. But for me, I'm feeling decent. I'm feeling all right. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm all up in the air at the moment. I'm feeling better, so I feel happy. But I'm also feeling nervous about my procedure. So I'm a little bit all over the shop at the moment. But anyway, excuse me, my nose ring's always peeking out to say hello. I need to get a new nose ring. The gem fell out ages ago and I just haven't bothered. And when they pierced my nose, they stuck in this huge thing in it. My nose is really skinny and it was too big. And I went back the next day and said, I'm in pain. This thing's hanging out of my nose. And they used the gun. I said, you need to pull it out because my nose is too thin and I can't have this in like for 6 weeks. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Now that I've done it, I can't touch it. It's an OH&S issue. And I'm like, you're going to leave me like this? I probably should have gone up to the hospital and got a nurse to pull it out or whatever, but I didn't. Of course, I did it myself. I got all this anesthetic spray, antiseptic spray, whatever it was, sprayed my nose in it, and I just gritted my teeth back. This was like 10 years ago, and so my pain levels were not as bad as they are today. I was a bit tougher back then. When, like, with inflammation, it really lowers your pain levels because you feel so tender, and so I wasn't as bad 10 years ago. And so, yeah, and I just pulled it out myself, and it hurt like a mofo, but I did it because I was like, whatever, it's just a bit of temporary pain. And, yeah, pulled it out and then stuck like a little one in from the pharmacy. And that's why I've got a really small hole in my nose, like, and I can't put in a ring or anything because the hole, normally they put in a bigger one when they first do it, and then it shrinks over time, but then it allows you to put in the bigger rings. But if I wanted to wear like an actual round nose ring, I'd have to get my nose re-pierced like with a needle or something. So I almost passed out when they pierced my nose with the gun. Like, I felt nauseous and sick, and my friend went and got me something to eat. She paid for it. She took me, oh, sorry, I've got to fix up my nose ring. My best friend took me and paid for it, and we went and did it because I'd been jealous of her nose ring for ages, and I was like too chicken shit to go and get it done. So she's like, right, we're here. We've just pulled up in front of like the shop. We were going somewhere else, and she's like, oh, do you want to get your nose pierced? I'll pay for it. Let's do it now. And I'm like, no. And she's like, come on, let's do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, that was fun. But it's annoying. I wish I could put a round one in, but anyway, maybe when I'm feeling 100% better, I might go get it done with the needle so I can put a round one in, but not until I'm feeling better and my pain levels drop. But anyway, I'm going to sing you a little bit of this song I wrote the lyrics for. Ignore the mess. You all know I've been sick, so the house has gone to rack and ruin. And our cleaner fractured her elbow, so we've had no cleaner for the last 2 weeks. And I've been sick for the last 2 weeks, so it's a bit messy around here. But like I said, I'm going to do some cleaning today. I'm trying to put the camera down somewhere. I can't put it down anywhere. I'll just have to hold on to it. I'm gonna delete this if it sounds like shit. I'm gonna try and sing a little bit of the song that I wrote the lyrics to. I can't remember it. Never Can My Sister, so we're gonna have to do some research before the weekend. But it's called Fragile, and this is sort of part of it. I can't remember the chorus, but the first verse is all I can remember. It goes something like this. This tree, hang on, I need to get the tune right. This tree has seen 1,000 years, da 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 da, giving us our oxygen and shelter from above. It shades us from our worries, beckons us to love, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. And that's all I can remember. So I wrote the lyrics and I can't even remember it because it started out as a poem, and then my sister changed the lyrics a bit so that so that it could be sung, because obviously when you write a poem it's a little bit different to when you try to actually fit it into the bars of a song. So I'm going to watch this back, and if that sounds too bad I'm going to cut it out, but please be mindful that my throat's really husky and I've been sick, and so my voice sounds like shit at the moment. But I'm hoping to get my vocal cords in good condition, and then when we record it, hoping that I can sing on it. Because my sister and I were actually going to start a band a few years ago. We were going to call it Broken Daisies, and then I just freaked out. I didn't feel good enough. I got anxious. I got self-conscious. Every time we go to our friends' house parties, I'd chicken out of singing. I'd rehearse with her for hours, and then I'd chicken out the last minute because I was just like so anxious. And I had an ex tell me I sound like cats being strangled in the alleyway. And then people always say, oh, your voice is so nasal. And so I'm shit. I can't sing. I don't want to sing, but I can actually hold a tune. But my voice always does sound a bit husky and a bit nasal, and I'm aware of that. But I can sing in tune. But yeah, I just want to keep practicing, and even if I just do some background vocals or something. My sister is a better singer because she's been doing it for 20 years and I haven't. I don't sing very often, so I know that I'm not great. But I've written so many poems and song lyrics. I would love to work with her and make an album, so hopefully that'll happen. And we've both been really busy raising our children on the spectrum and things like that. And when you're a mum, you get busy. But hey, the chick from ABBA released her first solo album at 70. So, there's hope for me and my sister yet. But anyway, all right, I'm going to go. If I do anything else, I might show you some of my cleaning. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing today. A bit of cleaning and then help my son with his support. And that'll be a good day. These are pretty soft and easy to eat at the moment with a sore mouth. And my gum is still sore just because I've had a tooth removed and then the infection's gone. The gum itself is actually still sore. And so yeah, it's a bit hard, but these are soft, and I've also been living on like little custard sachets and that, so it's about to get worse it's about to get worse when I do my 2 week without my medication. I'll be living on who knows what. But anyway, I'm gonna have this and do some video editing and watch some YouTube videos. Yum, how good do they look? There's some ASMR for you. So I've just made some chicken curry pasta for my son because it's his favourite thing. And I'm about to plate that up, and then I'm going to do some cleaning. These are your town lottery things where you can go in the draw to win a house. I buy tickets in that sometimes. It'd be good if I won a house. Some cough lollies that are looking a bit manky, which I've been trying to give up. I swear, these alone have rotted my teeth. Don't sue me, Andy-Cole Company. But I used to suck on these all the time because I always had a bad taste in my mouth from reflux and other things, which, like I said, been put on all this medication, and then the doctors are now having a go at me for being on the medication and telling me I shouldn't be on Nexium. And it's like, well, no shit, Sherlock, you're the ones that put me on it. But, you know, I'm now paying the consequences. So that's why I'm having my colonoscopy and endoscope, to get to the bottom of my problems. But these, I need to give them up. It's really hard when you're, you know, having issues. But I'm just going to put them in the cupboard and try not to have them. And also too, I found that during the spring taking 2 antihistamines helped a lot as well. So yeah, anyway, we live, we learn, and I can always get new teeth. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, sucking on cough lollies, if you're doing that all the time like I was, I should have pushed harder for answers. But when I went to the doctors and said my allergies are out of control, they just told me, well, you know what, we live in an area where, you know, allergies are really bad. And that was all I got. And so that's why I always say, advocate for yourself, ladies. If you have a problem and you know deep in your heart something is wrong, take a friend to the doctors, write down all your symptoms, say to the doctor, can you please put that on the file that that's what you've told me and that you have denied me care? Because if I had have been more savvy and smarter and advocated for myself more, I would not be in the position now where at 41 where I still don't know what's wrong with me and I'm losing my teeth. So anyway, whatever. I'm trying to give up the Andy-Cole. I don't know, this is a blood pressure thing that needs to go back in the blood pressure box. These are my mother-in-law's. Ben borrowed them over Christmas. Thank you, Cheryl. And we need to give those back. So Ben needs to drop those back. And they're clean and washed, but yeah, they've just been sitting there waiting for Ben to drop them back. So that's about it for the table. And I got these, which I need to put in the bookcase. My bookcase is a disgusting mess. It's been like that for 12 months. I'm ashamed of it. And I need to sort it out. I need to sort that out. So I might, I don't think I'm going to get that done before my procedure because it is a bit dusty and I don't want to do anything that's going to stir up my asthma because I may have to have full anaesthetic and I don't need to be stirring up my asthma for that. But once I get out of that, I'm going to sort it all out and chuck out probably half the books that I don't want or need. But yeah, that's the table, and now I'm going to go do the dishes. Okay, so I have got some eucalyptus sprays, not much left, and a wet cloth, and I'm just going to wipe my table over. That's my daughter, she's home again today. She's still a bit locked up and a little bit sick. Just giving her asthma meds and her nasal spray, and hopefully she'll be better tomorrow. She was quite a lot better yesterday, but then last night she was having a bit of asthma and coughing and stuff, so it was a bit hard with asthma, but I think she will be a lot better by tomorrow. But yeah, I just read a thing on Facebook that said that people are investigating Kurt Cobain's death and they think it was homicide. So I don't know if anyone's ever looked into that, but I watched this documentary a few years ago. I forget what it was called. And I was like convinced for like 3 years that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain. But you know what? Then after watching the JonBenét Ramsey documentary, I realised that you can actually make documentaries like really biased, especially if you have a vested interest in that. Whereas I never realized that. I always thought that a documentary had to be impartial and like no one would ever like do that. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm interested to see what people think about this. I do believe Kurt Cobain was murdered. I do believe that, but I don't know if Courtney Love had anything to do with it or not. But this doco I watched was really biased, and they had her looking very, very guilty. But I don't want to think that she did it. I love Courtney Love. She's awesome. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see what this new doco says. But always get ads for Kurt Cobain come up on my channel because my son has bleached hair and his support worker calls him Kurt Cobain. And so I always get Kurt Cobain stuff come up on my Facebook feed, and that my son looks a bit like him apparently. So one of them. And the other one's got long brown hair. So you have kids and they'll have their own personalities and they're all different and like to do their own thing. I'm going to do this part. So I was watching this channel. I can't remember the name. I'll have to see if I can find it and put it up here. This girl did a house tour and she had like a pink Barbie house, and she had a wooden table that she had painted pink, and it looked amazing and I really liked it. And my dad actually made this table as a wedding present when I had my first marriage at like 21. And so I've never been able to throw it out, but it's really damaged. That's why I've got this plastic tablecloth on it and that, because it's really, really damaged. But I would love to peel the plastic back because I don't really like having plastic on the table. I think that, you know, I don't really like using plastic. I'm one of those people who really doesn't like plastic, but it's hard to avoid. So, but I would love to strip the table back. I will show you real quick what it looks like. So, it's wooden, and you can see all the glitter there. My daughter, when COVID was on, like, we were in lockdown and that, and we were homeschooling and everything, this table really got a beating, and you can see all the glitter here, and it's just, like, this is 20 years old, this table, roughly. And yeah, it just needs redoing, but I don't like the brown, I don't like the lacquer. I grew up with my brother and dad making furniture. I hate the smell of lacquer. But yeah, I want to try and paint this pink this year. And yeah, I will put a picture of the table there that I like and ignore my overfull bin. And yeah, anyway, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to give this table a new lease on life, and that would be awesome. And if Ben and I end up having a baby, then that baby can mess up the new table. It's hard to keep a table in pristine condition when you've got children, but anyway. I'll take this out in a minute, so just don't worry about that. I'm gonna put this back on the table for some fruit. Now I'm gonna deal with this situation. Oh my gosh, I've been nervous this day when everybody's been sick and been hot. Sometimes you can get overfull. I need to turn the camera off and deal with this. That was hard work trying to get that out. Anyway, I now have a nice New Zealand liner to put in. Okay, now I need to pick up the stuff that fell out of the bin and put it back in. Okay. Now I'm just going to wipe the bin over with a bit of eucalyptus spray because it does stink a bit. Alright, that's not too bad. I'll give that another clean tomorrow. I'm gonna go wash my hands. And want to let that dry for a bit, and then I will try and finish those off. We have to go out soon, but I want to get those done and wipe the bench down, wipe the table down. I'm knackered. But it feels good to be up and about and doing things again and being able to clean, and yeah, it's good. And so I got most of the washing done. Still a few other things, but we do need to go because it is cutting into my son's support time, so I need to drop him up to my mum and dad's, and I'll probably stay there for a while anyway, and then I'll just finish this off when I get home. But I did a fair bit today. I've washed some clothes and I cleaned up, and I got the table mostly clean. I wiped it over, and yeah, anyway, that's my video for today. Okay, so I'm going to just stand back a little bit. This is one of my dresses that I got yesterday at the op shop, and I'm going to try the other ones on in another video tomorrow probably, or whenever my sister does my hair. This is really cute. I'm recording. So anyway, this is really cute, and I like it, and size 18. So like I said, I put on a bit of weight last 2 months, and it's nice, and it's I think it's linen viscose. I think it's nice and cool, and I'm going to chuck out my white dress with the red flowers on it and slowly replace. Each time I get a couple of items, I'll throw out a couple of other items so that I'm not running around naked and just replace them as I go. And the other dresses, I'm not sure if they will fit me because I think they might be 14s or 16s, but they're really nice, and they're only like $4 and $6 each, so they're worth putting in the cupboard for a while. But at the moment I do need a few things that are probably a size 16 to 18, just until I do get on top of my weight and lose a bit more. But yeah, this was a good buy, and I'll show you the rest tomorrow or in the next video when I have my hair done. Thanks for watching.